Once upon a time, in an ancient civilization, the morality among the people living there had decayed. Injustice and violence had greatly increased. It reached a point where these people began worshipping the statues of their ancestors as gods and made offerings to them. But among them was a person who believed that all they were doing was foolishness. He warned them to abandon their wrongdoings and turn towards the God who created everything and follow the path he showed. He told them that he was a prophet chosen by God to save the people from a severe punishment. When the people heard this, they mocked him as a madman. But this person, with great patience, called them towards the right path for almost 900 years. Even after all these years, only a few poor people accepted his path. Seeing this, the people mocked those who joined him as being of a lower caste and continued to provoke him, saying, if what he said was true, let the punishment come upon them. Finally, losing patience, this person one day prayed to God, saying that no matter how much he tried, the people and their progeny were becoming more weak and were not abandoning their ways. God instructed him to build an ark on a mountain and wait for his command. When the command came, a terrifying rain began to pour from the sky. The river started overflow. Everywhere you looked, there was water. A dreadful flood engulfed that civilization. God instructed him to take the believers along with pairs of various animals onto the ark to escape the flood. But only the believers boarded the ark. Even at that moment, the rest thought of him as a madman. The flood continued for many days, and nothing remained except for the beings on the ark. Thank you everyone for supporting this channel. We have reached 100 subscribers. If you like the story, subscribe the channel and share this with your friend. Everyone heard this story at some point of your life, right? People think this is a story of the prophet Noah from the Abrahamic religions. But if you notice, a similar story is found in the Matsya Purana of Sanatan Dharm, where a person named Manu saves the people from a deluge. Although the version is not the same, the plot is similar. Not only in Sanatana Dharma, a similar story has been documented but also in many other historical civilizations. Abrahamic religions, the Great Flood, Prophet Noah, Hindu scriptures, Mahapralay, Manu, Sumerian epics, the Epic of Gilgamesh, Utnapishtim, Greek, the myth of Deucalion's flood, Deucalion, Chinese Great Flood, Yu the Great. The common point in all these stories is that injustice had greatly increased and the disbelievers were engulfed by the flood. You may think this sounds like a comedy show. What if it was the same event that happened and spread as a story everywhere? It would make sense. So, is there any way to find out if this is true or false? Why not? In history, it is archaeology that examines whether anything is correct or not. Then, since it is so famous, archaeology would surely have something to say about it, right? Let's see. In 1959, a Turkish army officer named İlhan Doruknar, while on a flight drill, noticed a large ark-like structure on Mount Ararat. After hearing about this, a group of American and Turkish archaeologists visited the site and started investigating the site. So what? Is this the same ark? We also see many structures every day. Clouds appear like dragons, mountains look like people. But interestingly, the dimensions of the structure matched the biblical narration of Noah's Ark. If the remains of the ship were found, there should also be evidence of a flood, right? The present-day country of Turkey is located near the Black Sea, in the region of the ancient Mesopotamian civilization. In 1997, Bill Ryan and Walter Pittman, along with some geologists and oceanologists, they conducted an expedition together, thoroughly examining the region and proposed a hypothesis known as Black Sea Deluge. According to this, thousands of years ago, as the Ice Age was ending, a massive glacier melted, filling the Mediterranean Sea. The rising sea level caused waters to flood into the Black Sea and surrounding areas. Evidence of this is found in the remnants of freshwater fishes under the Black Sea. Based on the evidence, this was an event that occurred, but many thousands of years later, as civilizations were developing, the event spread in the form of a story. If we study the story, we can find that there was communication among ancient civilizations through trading. Mesopotamians, ancient Egyptians, and the Indus Valley civilization frequently traded grains, cotton, metals, and crafts. While trading, they also used to share their customs and cultures. In the story, another point is that the descendants who survived through that individual are the human society that exists today. The modern theory of evolution supports the idea that all Homo sapiens have a common ancestor. If we study the linguistic science, it shows that all languages we speak today originated from few common languages. Right now, I don't want to focus on where, when and how this story happened. But one thing is true, all the existing religions in our world have a common point. But it was mixed with facts and gossips and was being spread as stories. When all religions state that all humans are descended from a common ancestor, it implies that the creator must also be one. Then how did so many religions and so many gods came into existence? How were superstitions created in religions? Do you think the answer to this question can be found in our religious texts? Are you feeling involved? Let's see what science says about such religions in the next part.